Alright, so today's video, we are watching a Silver 2 tank on PC playing Sigma. So, good to see some Sigma gameplay. Also, Ryan, thank you for the 2 months of the Prime sub. Appreciate it, thank you. And they say, hello, I have been playing Overwatch for a good while now, but have been mostly playing Stadium as of late. With the start of Season 1, I decided to try my hand at comp again, running through my placements for all roles. I was hoping that my time in Stadium would have helped me improve where my comp rank would be, but lo and behold, I have once again found myself stuck in Silver. My tank placements struck me the most. While I was going through them, about half of my matches were gold to low plat lobbies, but in spite of winning most of my placements, the game still thought I should be a silver medalist. I just had this game that was close, and I'm looking for advice on how I would have done better so I won't lose next time. This game was a wide match, silver 2 to plat 5, so being a tank as the lowest ranked in the lobby was a bit intimidating. I thought I played okay, and my teammates were amazing, and were giving me tips throughout the match, and even said I played better than my rank. I have a hard time believing them, though, because with this game, it feels like I fumbled a sure win for us with some bad plays on second, point defense, and in overtime. I know there are some things I need to work on, like cooldown management and positioning. So as an experienced Sigma player, I am hoping to get some tips from you on my gameplay and what I can do to improve overall to help me finally get out of silver. Much appreciated, and thanks in advance. I do want to give a little bit of a note to anybody going through placements. Placements are not the end of your climbing or your D-ranking journey in that sense, because it's going to calibrate you next. So this could be a moment of it's placing you where here, but if you won a few games, your calibration might go up. Just want to point that out. Or down, depending if you lose a game. That does still happen. Anyway, let's see. Let's go. And let's start this. I'm ready. Against a Reinhardt will be tough here. I do see that. So this is going to be about a slow approach. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with the cooldown spam there at the beginning. I mean, you're just trying to get through the choke. So normally I would try to give you feedback on how to get through the choke there, but that Ryan just gave you a free kill. That was about as free as it gets. Ooh, backing up here too much. Too much. No. You're giving up too much space. Okay, so listen. In this situation, what you want to do, actually, rather than run all the way back, is just go, right here and put a shield up here. See how you're in the same spot, but just further up. Do you see? So, you got afraid of, yeah, exactly. You got afraid of their backline, but, all you needed to do was go to, here, so you can maintain this space, have a shield in front of you. Anybody behind you is stuck, and your teammates that you were going back to for safety can still see you. See, nothing changes, except you just gave up space for free. So remember that. You just gave up basically free map control. You got it back now eventually, or you're trying to. But stop. You don't want to S-key like you are as much as you are. I think you're going a little bit too safe there. I would have used your shield to block the random cooldown management is off here. You're just using your E to use your E. Don't use it there randomly. You might need it for when they go for the actual retake. And if they don't, you just win the team fight. See that Sigma, how they keep backing off the point? That was you. Now you're going, wow, they didn't touch the point. That was you when you were trying to take map control. You did the exact same thing. So definitely need to work on that space creation already. Otherwise, you're going to run into some issues. Again, just to reiterate, I know it's in silver. So space creation is going to be a little bit different, right? Your teammates aren't going to utilize the same amount of space in, let's say, a top 500 game. But you can still push up enough to where your teammates will be able to heal you. As long as you turn around, right? As long as you turn around and you see basically a line of sight for your teammates. So let's say you push up to here and your teammates are right here. You're fine. As long as you don't go past that wall, you're good. Just remember that, because I've seen you back up and give up map control a couple times already. That was just, they decided to go in and kill you with everybody else, so is what it is. You got the most important kill, the kill on the Sigma. Well, you said save Rock for 1v1. I think it depends. I mean, I agree, it makes the duel against the Sigma much easier, but I think it's okay to also just use it for whatever if you see an opportunity, right there, trying to, rock the torb, I get it. Yeah, you're doing a lot of this use your eat without having to use your eat. I do like you going for them, though, right there. All right, you can go back, man, if you want. You don't have to go that hallway. Yep. Okay. I would use your ultimate here once you get it. I would say take map control right now. Yep, watch out for the Sigma Rock. It's okay to isolate a Sigma in a 1v1. It's going to get into at least 50% HP. I don't necessarily Okay, that worked out. That was an interesting ult because they were using a read, but a little bit of a note here. It's going to make sense when I say it. Be patient with your aim. Be patient with your aim. The follow-up on somebody who's rocked is really easy as long as you just are patient there. I feel like once you hit the rock, you're like, oh crap, let me start spamming my damage. Be a little bit safe on that one. Drop your shield. Remember, you have 650 HP on your shield. You can manage it a bit better. I usually will drop my rock. I'm a little bit concerned with that rock if they had their ultimate, but they don't, thankfully. Although, you got to keep that in mind. Yep, rock, good play. I'll let it play through here. Just a tip for like people who play like Sigma in general, and you end up getting rocked a lot during your ultimate. This one of my #1 ways I get ulted, like by another Sigma during my ultimates is exactly what you just saw. The part where you just like tunnel vision somebody and forget about everybody else. Yep. I gotta stop you on this one. The amount of times I've watched you use your eat for no reason needs to stop. You just keep doing that. You just keep popping your eat. This gives you overshield, by the way. It's not just like it just absorbs damage. You get overshield. See that little bit of green HP you have on the bottom left? That is from just the amount of damage you just ate. Now, so imagine if you eat a good amount of damage, you're giving up so much extra HP right there. So I want you to think about, let me give you an example of a time in here. You're getting to like 200 HP and they want to all in you. You pop your eat. Why do you do that? Well, you pop your eat because they're going to try to kill you, which means you're going to get the overshield and your teammates can now heal you. But if you just use this randomly like that, you're going to need that and you're just going to fall over, right? And remember, it's projectile aim, so it's a little bit less like mouse movement and more just kind of like predicting where they're going to go more than it is just trying to hit scan aim them. One thing I used to do for at least a year when I learned Sigma was remind myself projectile aim. Projectile aim. And what that means is that projectile aim it's where you lead your shots, not where they're at the time. Now, if they're standing still, you just aim on them and you're good to go. But if they're moving to the side, running away, things like that, then yeah. Listen, let's talk about this because this is a slam dunk free kill for you, and you gave it up for free. So sometimes people will watch me, and I get asked this question sometimes too. They're like, "Hey, why in that situation? Like, did you like just not even look at the Sigma?" Dude, if they're below 50% HP, if they're like at 30% HP like they were, all you need to do is just do this. Ult them, go here. That's it. That is all you had to do. And you get a free kill on Sigma and you win the team fight. Instead, you get rocked, and now, like, I think you'll still win the team fight because apparently your Soldier 76 is flanking a Sigma. But, like, why put it up to chance? Why not just do that, right? You can use your E to absorb hit scan ults. Yes. Hit scan, projectile, things like that. Yes. Anyway, just wanted to point that out. Basically, you had a free Sigma ult kill, and now that Sigma's still alive. So, finally get him, but take those kills when you can. All right? Take those kills when you can. Yep. I like this map control. Yep, this is great. Now you're taking the space. You're not letting them even have a chance or even thinking about retaking it. Granted, they weren't going to be able to, but that was a good play. Yeah, again, dude, you got to stop with the random eats. You just got, what, 21 HP worth of overhealth? Dude, you got to stop doing that, okay? Good shield. Now, again, it would have been nice to have an eat, right? Now you can use your eat a little bit. There you go. Look at that. You got like what, 200 HP of overhealth right there? Do you see what I'm saying to you? You got like 200 HP worth of overshield right there in that situation. Exactly the moment we talked about. You got a little bit low. They felt like you were a kill. I think you could... Jed, if you're wondering, can the Sigma take the map control right now? It's tough. And the reason why the Sigma couldn't after that is because they still are here. The problem is you need your teammates to wide swing with you. It's hard to do that if you don't trust you're going to get healed during that. So this is like a 50-50 one. I would have personally pushed up. I do think that if I just get to about here, it's either going to force the Torb to push past to give free kills to your team. So, like, I want you to think about it this way. Go as far as you can to where if they push past you, they're going to fall over. So, like, go, like, right here. Sit, like, right here. And then just wait. And then they either go past you, and you get a free kill, or you just get a free kill or survivability here, and you get a little bit of slight extra healing from the car. It's not a ton, but it could make or break that team fight. Basically, if their Sigma's down, take advantage of that. Okay? No, I'm just saying, I'm saying eat. Maybe I'm not pronouncing my T's correctly. I'm saying don't use your eat. I'm not talking about the raw cooldown of eat. Although I feel like I'm saying eat, but... Yep, ult it. Remember what you learned earlier, though. I want to point out to you, the number 2 way I get ulted, or I get, like, rocked out of my ultimate, right? The number 2 part of this is when your movement is predictable. If you're going up as Sigma and you're going to ult this way, like say you're already moving this way. If you keep going like this, your movement's predictable. So yes, there's Sigma that didn't take advantage of that, but let me tell you, a lot of Sigmas will. So don't just like ult and then go wee in like a straight line. You need to have a little bit of movement. Like if I did it, like let's just say I ulted there, I would have been like this. I would have been like kind of maneuvering around like around here, or I would have like maneuvered somewhere differently than I did, but I wouldn't have just done this. Float up into the air and then go that way. Anytime I do that, which sometimes happens, I don't know, maybe I get into like a tunnel vision or going through the motions too much or something. Maybe I do that then. But that Sigma could have easily rocked you there. Straight up. That's one of the easier ways. I want you to think about that is be a little bit more creative with like your movement on Sigma. Yes, kill the Torb turret behind you. By the way, notice how you got about 300 overhealth right there? Again, do you see why I'm very adamant about you using your eat cooldown correctly?
Looking forward to Mythic Meg cosplay.
Paragon makes it 22 months of tier 1. I'm not doing that, but... Wait, did you get that perk? Wait, I didn't even realize. Okay, I gotta talk about this very quickly. I don't know if this is... Okay, wait a second. First of all, the major perk, it's playstyle preference. I actually don't mind either or. I find that now it's mood-based. Sometimes I just want to have that extra melee, and sometimes I want to be able to maneuver around the map, okay? That's the first step on that one. I don't mind that. But the other... I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think that rock perk is good. I don't know if that's a hot take. I would rather be able to get some of my damage back in shields to be able to manage my shield consistently than to occasionally get like a cooldown of rock back a little bit better. I just don't like it. Like, you're basically forced to have to use your cooldown that I'm telling you not to use frequently to get a rock quicker. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel... I just don't like that. I'd rather be able to manage my shield because more shield uptime means more uptime for me to do damage. So, like, I feel like I'd rather be able to get the, 40% back or whatever for your shield than to do the other one. Yeah. I would just say that that's probably, if I had to suggest, and I'm pretty, if there was, like, for example, the major perk, I'm like, yeah, go whatever with whatever. But this one's pretty clear cut. Yeah. And this is, okay, a little bit of a note here. This is also a problem that I've personally seen with the perk system is that sometimes you have perks like this where it's like, hey, you either get like a really crappy option or you get this gold standard amazing perk. Choose, right? I just feel like sometimes it's a little bit off. Anyway. No, I'm saying like a top tier. It just, sometimes their perks don't match up. Yeah. I would like for them one day to get to a point where there's a decision there rather than a clear-cut one. So, yeah. Oh, is that a meme? He said they shoot feathers versus actual... Is that an actual thing? That's funny. Yeah, like one of them's like, yeah, you shoot feathers, and the other ones you get real bullets. Exactly. Hey, I don't know. One thing I noticed with these team fights, and this is... I'm gonna let you use your ult here, and I'll get to my point after this. You did it again. And I called it too. See what I mean? This is exactly what I was talking about. It is the easiest way to get rocked out of your ultimate if you stay consistent with that movement. You gotta be a little bit more all over the place. That was exactly what I was bringing up to a point earlier in that thing. This is something I want to keep getting in people's minds when you're playing ranked, okay? Are you ready for this? It's okay to take a second. If you don't have any cooldowns, you don't need to keep peeking. It's okay to stop for a second to let your supports heal you. You don't have to keep peeking at 275 HP over and over again. You can just take a second. Because guess what? If you do that, they now have to do that, which means you get map control. And if they don't do that, you win the team fight. So again, listen, I know it's in silver and that like it's very rank dependent, but why telling people that knowledge now is still good, I feel like. Like, There's somebody probably in Masters watching right now. They know they like watching Spectatings. That's a good reminder if you're in Masters. You probably know that way more now, but you might forget that sometimes. That's a good reminder. So it's something you got to do, right? You said you got to be a repeat Randy. True. Yeah, just keep peeking. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. That could be a huge ult advantage, or a huge team fight advantage for you if you do it right. Like right now, you should be pushing past this Sigma. Okay. What you want to do now is you want to push past the Sigma and put a shield right here. What does this do? It now separates the Sigma. If the Sigma rocks you, so what? Who cares? Your teammates can keep you alive. You're doing this to basically prevent them from being able to heal Sigma. You do this, you get a free kill. Now, granted, your Juno pops the ultimate here, so this is going to be a team fight that I think will go in your advantage. But again, when there's an opportunity for you to take map control, you opt to play safe, and I don't want you to do that at Sigma. You can do that like without a Juno ultimate to take care of that. Okay? Did your cat has arrived to see the Bucket Boy? Yeah, the Bucket Boy. Since we had that, Lonnie was watching me play Warframe the other day. I'll tell that story at halftime. It was pretty funny. All right, not bad. Nice bash by your Brig. Remember, you can be bashed by the Brig. So there you go. Again, I really think that like you are right in talking about what you need to work on, but I'm gonna keep pointing it out so you can understand why. But yeah, Lonnie was watching me play Warframe because we were gonna get some food and we were gonna like go and chill, and we're sitting here just chilling, right? I'm playing Warframe. I got stuck on this boss for an hour and a half because I didn't know the mechanic. But then I had to leave the chair there because Sully now uses that his way to get into the bucket, and I'm not gonna take that away from him. Now I just have a chair right there. I was talking about Warframe. Okay, here we go.
The barrier cannot withstand. The barrier has been overwhelmed.
You got Brock. Nice start. Now, against the Ramacha, you do have to play a little bit safer here, so I do like this. Do not use your E yet. Okay. I'm okay with that there because the soldiers started shooting into you. It's okay to let your shield go up. Drop your shield, drop your shield, drop your shield, drop your shield. You're pushing up. You don't need your shield now. Drop your shield. There you go. I just want to give you an idea. That was about a 3-second window of having your shield back up to full HP. Somber behind. Somber right in front of you to spam. There you go. Okay.
Barrier initialized. Barrier is splintering.
Yep. Okay, I'm watching.
Barrier cannot withstand much more.
Nothing's happening. Shield up for your Bastion now. Shield up. Should have shielded sooner for your Bastion. Obviously, your Brig died, but that's because the Ramacha was there. You're all over the place half the time. You ready? If you lose this part of the map, you play this part of the map for the cover. You got to stop doing this like sit in the middle of the open. This is bad positioning. This is how you fall over. This is how you go from a Juno getting ultimate, which now you can think about this. If you fall back here and you play to live, your Juno is going to build ultimate. You're going to pop Juno ult. You're going to get your Sigma ultimate, and now you have an option of a retake. At the very worst, you get their ultimates out, right? You got to stop this like running in the middle of the open stuff. It's gonna get you rolled. All right, let's keep going. I'm ready.
Objective lost.
Actuating the barrier.
Stop the pain.
Get closer up. You need to hold that choke. No. Your whole team's here. Get up. Move up. Move up. Do not give up this choke. I'm telling you, this is just get up there. Do not. Keep going. Keep going. No, do not give this choke. Do not. No. Get up there. You get right to that wall when you play to the left. It's the easiest spot to get covered. Get up. Come on. Move up. Right here. You have the easiest spot to cover. All you have to worry about is this flank, and that flank isn't a huge deal. Right here. You play cover, and you just do this. If you play back here, you don't want to give that up. Right here. That's it. It's the easiest spot to manage cooldowns. Okay? It's just, you're giving up too much map control, and that's going to be a problem you're going to run into on Sigma if you keep doing that. Drop your shield. You don't need your shield up right now. Drop your shield. 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 What was the point of that? Now your shield's at 200, and you have to use it here. What? No, don't go past the choke. Don't do it yet. Okay, go to the left. Stop taking damage. Okay, let's see what the follow-up's like. They're gonna pop. Okay, you're good. Honestly, I'm okay with that trade if you get the ultimate out. Boom, run away. Back up. Keep backing up. Keep the shield there for now. Yeah, you're hexed. Okay, cool. I still wanted the vaulted when they were in their spawn, but you got beat out, or Moira ult out, I guess, or something. I don't know. Yeah, it is a lot of cooldown spam. It's a lot of just like, I've been giving them more advice of less is more. And like, I just feel like sometimes players feel like they have to be involved in a team fight the whole time, and in doing so, it kind of hurts how the team fight goes. Yep. Yeah, exactly. You don't have to peek. You play the wall. You play the corner. Maybe you say, what I would have, if you were to ask me what I would have done in that situation, I can tell you. Here's what I would have done. I would have tracked ultimates. Step number one. First thing I would have done is I would have tracked an ultimate. I would have said, okay, they have Ramattra ult. That's simple. I know they have Ramattra ultimate, so I'm going to play the choke. I know they're going to have to push through the choke with that Ramattra ultimate, so what they're going to do is they're going to pop their ults. The moment they run in, I'm going to make a choice. If we have a full team, I'm going to ult them. You're going to go, well, aren't you going to lose the team fight? Yes. But I need to get the rest of their ultimates out. I believe that if they pop Ramattra ultimate or we win the team fight, or I mean, we're about to win. Sorry, let me rephrase this. If they're going to pop Ramattra ultimate, I think they're going to do so when they get through the choke. So I play the odds that they're going to pop it when they get through the choke, and then I'm going to spam them as much as I can, pop my ultimate. That's going to give them the opportunity to have to react. At this point, they have to play more reactionary. When you solo ult them 1v5 in their spawn, their reaction is a little bit safer, a safer reaction. So you end up basically allowing them to play a pretty safe decision. I want you to force them to have to be reactive, okay? So when they push it into the choke and they're getting shot at by all your team, they're not reactive, which means that maybe you get Soldier ultimate out during that. Maybe they build a Bob, and basically you trade a bunch of ultimates for one. That's what I would have done in that situation. But you end up opting for like ult in their spawn, and that's what happens. You want to get aggressive here with your Brig. Little bit of a note. At this point, I probably would have also tracked that they had beat. So what you would do is, just to give people a note here, by the way, did you know that if you put the shield right here, like on the backside of the cart, which is what I would have done in this situation when going against a Ramattra who's isolated by himself, that beat wouldn't have gotten Ramattra because Lucio would have to go through the shield. Now, there's a chance that, Lucio would go through the shield, use that like extra time you have between that. I'm going to guess in silver that doesn't happen here. So remember, you can cut off some of these plays with just your shield alone. You're not even using your shield to do that. You can use your shield more than just like a Reinhardt shield. Looks like you went with that perk again that I don't like. I would recommend the other perk for more uptime on your shield. Right now, you would have already gotten some shield back from just doing damage on your left leg. Yeah. There you go. Also, chat, sometimes people are like, hey, like, you can't eat the punch there. I even get this sometimes. Sometimes you just use your eat to prevent damage elsewhere. Just because, like, one form of damage can go through whatever you have to reduce damage or prevent damage doesn't mean it can't prevent the other stuff going there. So if you're worried about, like, okay, I need to survive here, and the Ramattra's going to punch me anyway, yeah, you give up a little bit of damage, but maybe you survive a team fight that way, so. There's the rock. You back up. Just back up now. You don't even need to be there. You do not even you don't even need to have your shield up. What's the point of the shield? Just go here. Look at. Can Bob shoot you here? No. Is there a jetpack cat? No. The reason why I asked that is because jetpack cat can lift Bob up, and that would be a problem. There's nothing. What do you do? Like, there's no point to do that. Just back up right here. Sit right here for a second. Then you get all your cooldowns back, and when they push you, they have nothing. See? So instead, there's the random eat again. You got 0 overshield that time. So, yep. Yeah, you just cooldown spam, and thankfully, there's a lot here to unpack with how you're playing. So hopefully, you're picking up on a lot of what we're talking about right now, and even fixing half of this will make you much better. So, yes, there's new skins coming out today too. Yeah, I think it's the Near Automata one. I'm pretty sure, and like the May Mythic. Keep in mind, if you're hearing this YouTube recording, this was recorded right before the mid-season patch of Season 1. Rise of the Talon, that is. Sometimes people might be watching this video a year later and be like, holy crap, wow, that was last year. All right, here you go. Good ultimate. I'm saying like on YouTube, that is. Rock. Just remember to lead a little bit more with your rock. You can use your shield to block Ramatra damage. Yeah, there you go. You can use your shield to block the Ramatra, which could end up being helpful. This is the correct decision to back up ever so slightly. Unfortunately, your Brig was a little bit more aggro. You're in a weird spot now. Okay, ready? Shield out now. Shield. Use your shield. I would go for a more general shield to both sides. Otherwise, this is what happens. Yeah. I think you would want to do a more general shield that blocks both angles rather than just one. That gave opportunity on the other side to be able to do damage to you. So here we go. Well, esports stuff will be next week, I think. I don't know when, though. Good job using, things you can do here. You can go on a slight off angle on the left side for a second to do a little bit of extra damage when nothing's happening. You can wide swing to the right side of the cart to force them to have to look at you on that side to take an angle. What I mean by this, when the cart was back here, sometimes you can go here. Now, you're isolated, right? So I actually have a play here that works sometimes where if I'm playing Sigma against a comp, I don't want to, like, punch a Ramatra. I actually just sit here, and then I rotate up this way, and then end up back here, and then you end up in the same spot. See? So, like, what this does, though, is it gets them to look this way. So sometimes, and probably in a silver game, you can get like, a distraction, and they start to look this way and kind of taper this way, right? But then this angle is now easy for your teammates to shoot that, right? So, and then you just rotate out this way, sit up here if they're not pushing too much far back or pressuring your team, spam, boom. You can even drop down from here if you want to, but then you can also just go here. That goes back down to just like normal cooldown spam has gotten you out of rotation of your cooldowns and you end up falling over. Again, prioritizing cover after a certain point there, if you misplay the first part of it, is going to be your #1 priority, especially when you have an ultimate to maybe give yourself an opportunity. So, like I said, you do a lot of good stuff on Sigma. There's just a lot of stuff that you can improve on also that I think will be very helpful going forward. So, no, Stadium is still there. Yep, killing the sim turrets is important. Now remember, okay, this is already a problem. If you know a sim turret is to your right, when you go through the choke, there's going to be more. So definitely try to kill those so that way you don't get free value. I do like that you went the punch perk against the Ramatra. That's a very good decision. If you're not going to utilize the mobility with the fly perk, then get the punch perk. Now don't take the duel right in front of Ramatra like this, though. Yeah, there you go. What are you going to do? How do you prevent this? You can punch him. So there you go. Okay, now you can be more aggro. You're mistiming your aggression. You're being passive. Okay, so I want you to think about this. You ready? And this is where things get a little bit interesting how you're playing. You're being aggressive when Ramatra's in Nemesis form, the one where he can punch through any of your cooldowns. You can punch through Eat. And then when Ramatra's in out of Nemesis form, you get passive. Flip that. It should be the other way, right? It should be the other way. Now you're getting aggressive, but guess what? There it is. There's Nemesis form again. Oh, time to get aggressive again, right? You see what I'm saying? Thankfully, the Ramatra didn't do any blocks, so you might get a kill. But, like, do you see the problem you're running into? There's sim turrets behind you. You keep those sim turrets there. That's how you get a sim wall. Yep, Brock. Can someone please just shoot the sim turret? Dude. I think your teammate finally cleared it, but you took like 500 damage worth of sim turret damage behind you. And then your HP fell behind. All you needed to do is take 2 seconds to shoot a sim turret. Instead, you don't. Your HP gets grinded down, and then here we are. It was one sim turret that was grinding you down, and you're like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to do anything about that. How about it? You know what? That's what I'm going to do. Again, a lot of just like misplays that are easily fixable. I think you can do this. All right, let's see how your defense goes. Will it be a draw? Will it be a loss? Will it be a win? It won't be a win. So it's either a draw or a loss. Let's find out. Yeah, okay. Why? I'm gonna get you on the other perk. I think you need to use the other perk. I think you're trying to like use that for your, I have no clue. You gotta stop. I want you to get the other perk. I want you to try it. Don't play too close again. Remember, Nemesis form is bad for you. Stop. You got to disengage that way before it's Nemesis form. Like, the only, like, way that you're going to give value to the Nemesis form is if you stand right in front of it. Yeah, it's a lot of misplay. A lot of misplay. I'm going to pause right here just because it doesn't let me rewind to the VOD now at the end. Listen, you got to clean up this cooldown management in your decision making. You know, are you capable of climbing out of silver? Of course, right? Anybody, you know, you put the time in, you can do it. But, like, it's going to be a while if your reaction to everything is to take a team fight against a Ramattra right in front of you in Nemesis form. You got to disengage that. You got to stop using your eat randomly. I want you to try something different here, okay? I want you to get the shield management perk rather than this rock perk. I think maybe you think that the synergy between that is, like, good and you want to get a rock more likely, but, like, that's not how you do it. Exactly. Nemesis, you rock and run. Yep. So I want you to try the shield perk. I think you're going to manage your shield way more that way because any damage you do, what is it, 40% comes back to your shield or something like that? That goes a long way. That's why I love that perk. This other perk requires you to use a long cooldown to get another long cooldown to be used, and you just end up in, like, a weird rotation. But you gotta clean up your cooldown management. I'm telling you, you're just using abilities to use them. I want you to work on two things. I want you to work on cooldown management, taking space when it's there, and slowing it down when you need to. Okay, play the corner. Right. For example, I'll give you one further example here before the end of the video. If the Ramatra's here and they're running at you, you back up, you throw a rock at them. As you back up, if it hits, great. It will stop them for a second, and you rotate to around here. The reason why I want you to rotate to around here is because if you go a little bit too over here, you lose this angle and you lose this angle. So I want you to go about here. I should have mentioned that at the beginning of the video too. Then they won't have Nemesis form. You're going to have your shield, and you can use your shield to cut off the Ramatra heal, so about here, and you go for the damage right around there, and then you just slowly take the team fight back. Less is more. Play cover, cooldown management is your friend, and things are going to go very well if you can clean up on that. But if you play like this, it's going to be so inconsistent that you're going to win one, you're going to lose one, you're going to lose three, you're going to win two. Let's clean that gameplay up. You do that, you're going to be fine, all right? You got this. You absolutely got this. You like the video? Hit the like button. Subscribe to the YouTube if you haven't. Leave a comment. All of it helps. You want to submit your own spectator? My Discord's where to do that. And if you want to watch more videos on how to improve at the game and on other roles, or maybe even the same hero, will pop up in the bottom left or right. Check them out. They're good videos. With that being said, hope you have an amazing day/night.